Long, very great journey, very impressive. Thank you so much for all the good times.
You're welcome.
But let me ask you, what can you tease about the series finale?
I can't tease about anything. No.
All right. Let me rephrase it then. All right. Without telling me what's going to happen in the season finale, what adjectives would you use to describe it?
I think the audience will be satisfied with it. I think it's a fun ride. I think knowing how we've gotten there will be satisfying. I think all those things. I think satisfaction is probably the biggest word I could use.
All right. Well, that's fair. Let's talk about your character.
Sure.
Actors tend to, embody their characters for so long. I mean, 5 seasons. There's something that must stay with you even when you're done playing them. So, what do you think is left of Henry? You're taking away of Henry with you right now?
I took all of his clothes. I actually brought those home and I do wear them. Henry. What happened as just a matter of course during the series was that I guess because of the character and because of my relationship with Colin and the rest of the cast, I sort of became the science guy. So that whenever there was any science in the script, I actually went and researched it all. So that when we did certain things, people would come and say, "So what is this?" And I would say, "Well, it's X, Y, or Z. This is what I looked up and this is what I found." Because a lot of it was based on truisms or things that could actually happen, but they weren't necessarily real. Obviously, the deeper into the series we got, the more fantastical they became, but they were still real science. So I think I got a lot of that, is how to do really good research, and I know a few smatterings of science.
Yeah. Were you interested when I saw the news articles about the God particle that was found? I was like, is this a Eureka episode?
You know what? My girlfriend said the same thing. She said, "Wow, they found this new particle." I said, we talked about that particle in the show.
I remember, yes.
Well, because again, a lot of what we did was we had a consultant who would say these things are true and this is how things could happen, and so it was based on real science, but not real science.
Absolutely. And what would you, if there was one wish for you for the fans, what would you want them to take away from the series overall?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose like any other story that you kind of remember it, that you go back to it again and again and again. I mean, the great thing about Terminator 2 is that people seem to go back to it over and over and over and over, which is probably the best testament of a great story, that people want to revisit it. So that's what I would hope would happen.
And if you had the opportunity to step back in time and talk to yourself before you started the series, what would you tell yourself?
I'm not quite sure what that question means.
What advice would you tell yourself, knowing what you know now and the whole season and the experiences you've had on the show, what would you tell your younger self before you started this series?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that I would do anything differently. I think that what we found, we fought for storylines. I ended up writing music for it. I created some art for the show. I don't know that I would do anything different. I would probably go back and say, you know what? You had a good idea the first time, do it again.
Any upcoming projects you can talk about?
Yes. I have, along with my partner, created a reality show. The working title is Extreme Chef, and the idea of the show is that our star, a guy by the name of Mark Farmer, is a South African chef, will travel the world looking for specific ingredients. It's not a contest. There's no competition involved. We'll surround him with lots of people who are funny and exciting and into extreme sports, as well as cooking, so that the show will have people who jump out of airplanes and rappel off of mountains and jump off of bridges and do crazy things sports-wise, as well as going after extreme ingredients, getting involved in cultures, learning how to use those ingredients and putting strange things together. So it will be more of a documentary feel and less of a competition, and Mark Burnett is our producer.
Awesome. And any final message for the fans?
Have a good time.
Thanks so much.